I'm Suzanne Boyd, and we welcome Jack Butler, the CEO of Birch Lake Holdings, to M&A TV. Hi, Jack.
Hi, Suzanne. How are you?
Thank you for joining us today. So tell us a little bit about your firm and about you.
Well, we're an old-fashioned merchant bank. We've been in business 3 years now, so it's still in that kind of startup phase. But a merchant bank is simply a business that has on one side of the house a broker-dealer, an investment bank, and a consulting business, and on the other side has an investment fund. So we invest both our intellectual capital and financial capital.
As we see U.S. interest rates go up, how do you suspect this will impact M&A activity?
Well, I think it's kind of a multifaceted question, right? I think interest rates are going to continue to go up. I think we're going to see another dozen or 15 increases before there's extensive pauses by the Fed. We're going to get into, I think, a traditionally normalized interest rate environment. Now, the interesting thing about that, right, is that most of the people in their 20s, 30s, and early 40s have never managed a business in a normalized interest rate environment, if you use the word normalized. Right? And the effect of that is going to be that they're going to understand a much larger part of their cash is going to go to interest expense. Right? So that's one thing. The other thing is that banks and other lenders are going to begin to regulate their businesses through covenants and other kinds of things. They're going to put more controls on businesses because it's not just all free cash flow anymore. Yeah. They're going to deal with this. So that's going to be, I think, a significant thing. I don't think, however, that's going to affect the pace of M&A activity.
So today is the midterm elections. Any gut feelings about how that's going to, the results of that is going to impact you guys?
Well, I don't know that it's going to have much of an impact from a macro perspective. If you look at what has affected M&A activity and affected corporate activity in the United States, what was the companies going to get from this administration or from the government? It was going to be a big tax cut, right? And it was going to be hopefully a decrease in regulation, right? I don't think that whatever happens today, and if we end up with a split Congress that some people think is going to happen, I don't think it's really going to affect either of those things. The reality is that the tax cut's not going to get peeled back under this administration. And nothing that happens in a split Congress, or even if Congress were to go completely to the Democrats, that's not going to change the pace at which the administration is going to roll back regulatory activity. So I think you're going to have a more user-free or user-friendly environment, if you will, over the next several years. And I think you're going to continue to have the benefits of the tax cut. As we sit here today, much of the money that's coming from the tax cuts is sitting in cash on the balance sheets of corporate America. It hasn't been employed yet. So when you think about the kind of M&A activity, huge amount of liquidity out there for us.
Any concerns or challenges going into 2019 other than higher interest rates, of course?
Well, I think the biggest concern is volatility, volatility in the stock market, right? Because the less reliable if you will, the pace of growth of stocks, what generally happens is that it affects currency in deals, right? About a third of the deals that are done with cash, about a third of the deals that are done with stock, and about a third are mixed. Well, if you can't quite rely on what the value of the stock is going to be because it's volatile, it affects it in the pricing mechanism between buyers and sellers. And that will cause there to be some complications in M&A activity. I don't think it's going to eliminate M&A activity as being pretty frothy for the next year or two.
All right. Jack, thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure.
You too.